I'm here today to do another Vlogmas video for you, and I'm going to show you my pen collection. So these are all of the fountain pens that I own. I don't have an extensive collection, but I feel like the one that I have is good and is convenient for me. Everything is here except for one pen because it's downstairs in my purse, and that's from the Kaweco pens that I have. So I'm going to start just by showing you the different sections and just showing you a little bit about the pens and what I like about them. Okay, so we're going to start with the Kawecos, which are these two on the end, and this is a German-made pen. This is a Kaweco Sport. It's one of the most inexpensive of that line. The Kaweco Sport runs anywhere between 20 and 25 euros. So it's very, it's a very nice gift to give someone. They're short, but when you cap them like this, that gives you, sort of like the feeling of a regular size pen. And it writes like a dream. This pen glides, and it glides right away. Once you start writing with this, it's just a dream. It glides on the paper like nobody's business. Now these are, okay, I like broad tips, and I think if I'm not mistaken, this red one is a broad, but I think this black one is a medium. No, this is a double broad. This is a double broad. And this is a broad. Now, you can also buy these clips to put on the pens. So these clips are really cute. They have them in gold and in silver. And on my blue Kaweco, I have the silver one on there, and I decided to put this one on the black one because I really like it. So yeah, so that's very inexpensive. I think the clips run around 6 to 7 euros. But yeah, this is a great like starter pen I think that you could get for someone who, is maybe getting interested in fountain pens, because it's, like I said, it's very inexpensive. It's coming in at 20 euros. Okay, so the next pens I have are these, which are my Lamies. Okay, so these were some of the first fountain pens I started getting into, but actually there's some other ones that I started getting into before these. These are my Lamies. Now, Lamy is, I haven't been a fan of Lamy as long as I have been of Waterman pens. Waterman pens were my first, no, technically Waterman pens were my second favorite. I started out with Parker fountain pens. But then I started to get into these Lamies. And so the first ones I owned were these three right here, which is this yellow, black, and red one. These two are medium, and no, sorry, these two are fine. And this one is medium, I think it is. Unfortunately, this one, I love the fact that it's a medium, but it blocks very regularly. I'm not really sure why, but it blocks a lot. So I have been flushing it with this, which is, you can buy this. It's just like a rubber dropper. Put the water in and you squeeze it through the tip to try to flush out all of that excess ink that could be in there that we can't see. And it has been working a little bit, but for some reason this one keeps blocking, and it upsets me, because I really like this nib. The fine ones, they work really well. They're okay. I don't love them, and it's mostly because I don't love fine nibs, and I don't love the fact that the fine nib of the Lamy scratches the paper too much. I don't like that. So those two are not my favorites. Now, on the other hand, I have this one, which is the Lamy All-Star, and this one I love. This is a medium nib, but it works like a dream. Has no problem starting up. It's been really, really nice. But this one is a little bit more expensive. So these, I think these run around 15 euros, something like that. This one ran a little bit over 20 euros. So around 25, I think, euros, if I remember correctly. but I really like this one in particular. And of course, I love this. This is another Lamy, but this is one that is used for calligraphy purposes or for writing. It's got like a stub nib. You see there, it's got a lot of ink on the, because I was using this one yesterday to write Christmas cards. If you haven't watched my Vlogmas videos about Christmas cards, go ahead and check it out, and you'll see me writing with this pen. But I really like this one a lot. It adds some character to my writing. And this one, I have no idea how much it costs. I don't remember. I bought it so long ago, but it works really well. These are my ultimate favorite in Lamys. This is the Lamy All-Star, and I can't remember exactly what this one is called. If I can remember, I'll put it here on the screen so you can kind of see. Okay, now my next two pens are these, and these are from the line of Trideo Pentel. These are calligraphy pens. One is a 1.8 and this one is a 2.1. I bought these on sale. They was the company was a stationery shop in my town that was going out of business, and they had a 50% off. So I managed to get these for something like €5, which is super cheap to get these type of calligraphy pens. So basically what you do is you unscrew here, and it has room for a barrel, which you put inside, and a cartridge, and there you have it. It's really easy. Same with this one. It has room for the cartridge, and there you go. So that's two that I really love. Okay, so some of my really favorite pens are the TWSBIs. Yes, so this is the first TWSBI I bought quite a few years ago. I don't know, maybe 5 years ago. I'm not sure. And I really, really like this TWSBI a lot. It writes very smoothly. This one is a medium nib. So yeah, I love it. And I love this color that I have in here. This is a Herbin color. I think it's called Écolier or something like that. It's a really pretty violet. And you may have seen me writing with this pen as well. This is a pen that I bought, maybe a year ago. I absolutely love this. This is the Diamond 580 Smoke. And just beautiful, that smoky glass. I don't know if you can kind of see in the dark, though. It's kind of hard, but it's smoky glass. And it has the gold, trim and stuff like that. I really love this pen a lot. And it writes like a dream. And it's a broad nib. Everything I love, a broad nib. So those are my TWSBIs. This one right here, this is one I purchased quite a few years ago. I think 2 or 3 years ago. This is a Faber-Castell. Now, the thing about this pen, this is a medium nib. But the thing about this pen is when you're writing with it, if you're writing too long, this area right here can get to be a little too slick for my taste when I'm writing. So I try to use this when I'm only going to be writing short things, because your hand will get a cramp trying to keep a grip on this pen. The way they've done this is they put these grooves here so that, I don't know if you can kind of see, but they have these grooves, which are so that when you're writing, your grip stays more or less on it. But it's too smooth. It's smooth in the wrong way. And so that's the reason why that doesn't please me as much. But I love the way the pen writes. It writes real smooth on paper. This is a really nice pen, actually. It's just this part should have been done differently, and it would be perfect. Okay, the next pen I'm going to show you is this one, which is the Fat Man. This is a Mahjong pen. This one was developed for people with arthritis. That you see, it's really chunky and fat in comparison to something like like this Lamy. This one is an interesting pen because in order to fill it up, I have to unscrew like this. And I have to fill it up and screw it back in. And so you'd never really know if it's full. I know it's like maybe got about like this much ink left in there. But I love writing with this pen because it's super comfortable. It's cute. It's easy to carry around because it is kind of short. If you look comparison to the Kaweco, it's almost the same size as the Kaweco. So I always find that like really interesting that this Fat Man is so short, but it's super comfortable to write with. It wasn't very expensive either. I think it was running in the 34 euros, something like that. But it writes pretty well. And it's easy to take care of, easy to clean. The nib is nothing particular. I think it's a medium nib, this one. But I ain't mad at it. I ain't mad at it. It was an interesting purchase. Okay, so with the Fat Man, it came in this is the box it came in. It's a Mahjong. And it comes with a manual so that you can see how to open the pen and how to fill the pen with the ink. It came with an extra nib. So if there's something going wrong with my nib, I can just exchange it. And it comes with this dropper so that I can put the ink. So you put this into the bottle of ink, you get the ink, and then you squeeze it inside of here. You squeeze it inside of here. So of course you're doing it like this. I can't really show you because there's ink in there, but so you would unscrew, fill it up like this, and then screw it back, and you're good to write. So it's, like I said, running at 34 euros, but I think it's worth it because it does have some extras with it. It does have the dropper, and it does have the nib. So there's another thing is I always keep the boxes to the pens that are the nicer ones that I have. I do have all my TWSBI boxes, and I have the Lamy for this one because it's expensive. I have this box as well. This one didn't come in a proper box. It came in something that was a little cheaper, but anytime it comes in a box like this, I always keep the box just in case. You just never know if you want to sell it again or something like that. Now, these two are my Watermans. Now, I've had one of these for 20 years or something, 22 years. I've had this one for 22 years. It was a gift from a client. One of my first clients that I had teaching thanked me for my classes, and he sent me this pen as a parting gift. And I was so surprised, and it's a lovely pen. It's a beautiful Waterman. It has a beautiful nib. It's kind of fine, but it's fine in the right way for me. And it's just beautiful. It's writing just as well as it did 20-something years ago. Really lovely, lovely pen. This one I bought myself a few years after this one. This is a more modern version of this one, but I prefer this older version. I think it's prettier. The blue and the black like that with the gold. I think this is just a much prettier pen. But there are some similarities, as you can see. But yeah, I bought this one after, and then I did something stupid. The pen fell off the table and hit the ground, and it hit it on the nib. So the tip of the nib is slightly bent. I don't know if you can actually see. Let me see if I can get you a paper, but if you look, you can see that the nib is just the tip is slightly bent. I tried to bend it back. Hasn't really worked, but guess what? The pen still works. Only problem is the ink flows like crazy out of this pen. So when I'm writing, if I'm writing a letter with this, I have to be really careful that it doesn't, the ink doesn't just come flying out all over the paper. So sadly, this is a little messed up, but this one is still in great condition, so I'm not going to complain. Now, just recently, I have 2 new additions to the collection. One is a new Lamy and the other is a new TWSBI. So let's start with the TWSBI. I was happy to purchase this one. I really wanted the white one, the white 580 diamond mini. Couldn't find it anywhere in Europe, so I opted to get the black one. So I purchased this one, which is adorable. Really, really cute mini. You can cap this one and you turn it like this to cap it. It's just adorable. I'm sure it's going to write well because this is a broad nib, because this is what I ordered, was a broad nib. I'm a broad nib girl. So it does have the similarities of the 580 Diamond Smoke. Now the white one is really good because it has more of these accents on them, gold and white. If I can find them in Europe, then I will buy one. But for the moment, I have not been able to find them in Europe. And that's just because we're taxed in Europe. If I order it from, the States, it's going to be taxed heavily. And it's already a pretty expensive pen. So this one, was running about, I think it was 80 euros for this TWSBI. And this one, the black mini, was only running about 60. Now, if I would eventually get the white one, it would run me around 89 to 90 euros. So yeah, I'm waiting. Now, the next one is this beautiful Lamy, which I purchased and absolutely love it. This one is a keeper. Now this Lamy right here, this is the business. So I purchased this one and I just love everything about this one. Like, it is sleek. It writes beautifully. The nib is broad like I wanted. You can kind of see the B on there. I don't know if you can because it's kind of far away. But it's well balanced. It's got just enough weight to it. And it just writes so freaking well. Writes so well. Let's see. Okay, this pen writes so smooth. It's the best buy. I tell you, it was the best freaking buy. Now, this pen, it runs, I think it's 70 euros for this Lamy. Yeah, I highly recommend scrapping buying these cheapo ones and just go right for this one right here, because this one is worth the money, honey. It's worth the money. It's beautiful. It's got weight. It's got beautiful nib. You can get the nib you want. You can get extra fine. You can get broad. You can get medium. And it writes like a dream. You don't even feel it. Just glides over the paper. Like, I can't wait to start writing with this one. So that's it for my pen collection. I hope you enjoyed this. Comment below and tell me if you're a big fountain pen lover, and if you are, what are your favorites from my collection, and what are some of the favorites from your own collection if you collect fountain pens. And if you like fountain pens, or if you don't like them, let's talk about it below. I'm interested to hear what you have to say. So I will see you tomorrow with another Vlogmas video. Bye-bye.